This weekend, I had a gathering with friends. You know, those get-togethers where you start talking about random things and end up philosophizing like you're Plato in the Agora. The topic of the moment was relationships, and someone dropped the big one. For a relationship to work, you first have to be happy yourself. And although at first it sounded like one of those cheap self-help tips, the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Because let's be honest, I don't know about you, but I grew up with this half-Disney idea that the perfect partner completes you. Like you're half an orange waiting to find your other half. But what if you're not half an orange? What if you're a whole orange? Or better yet, what if you're a lemon deciding to share your acidity with another lemon? Okay, now I'm getting off track. What I mean is that the idea of someone else being responsible for your happiness is a one-way ticket to disaster. In this, Stoicism has some very interesting things to say. For example, Epictetus, who always has such a straightforward way of putting things, said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it happens. Then you will be happy." And that, translated into relationships, sounds something like, don't expect your partner to be the source of your happiness. Work on being happy yourself, and let everything else flow. The thing is, we often put a burden on our partners that doesn't belong to them. We want them to make us feel valued, loved, secure. And when they don't meet our expectations, we get frustrated. But why should someone else be responsible for something only you can work on within yourself? That's where another brilliant quote from Marcus Aurelius comes in. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. In other words, the key lies in how you manage your mind, not in what your partner does or doesn't do. Imagine this. If you enter a relationship being happy on your own, without needing the other person to complete you, then you're no longer in a dynamic of lack. You're in a dynamic of abundance. It's not, I need you because without you I'm nothing. It's more like, I choose you because together we add to each other's lives. And when things go wrong, because they sometimes will, that's just life. You don't fall apart, because you're already a complete individual, working on your own growth. Of course, I'm not saying it's easy. Being responsible for your happiness involves a lot of inner work. It's looking at your insecurities, your expectations, your fears. And that's tedious, it's painful, and sometimes it's scary. But it's also liberating, because you stop depending on something external to feel good. Another important point. If both people work on their individual happiness, the relationship becomes a space of mutual support, not dependence. Because there's a big difference between loving and needing. Loving is sharing, building, growing together. Needing is clinging to the other person like a lifeline in the middle of the ocean. And let's be clear, this doesn't mean you have to be perfect before being in a relationship. Nobody is, and nobody ever will be. But you can have the intention of working on yourself, being aware of your emotions, and not loading your partner with the weight of your emptiness. As Seneca said, the greatest wealth is to be content with little. And that little, in this case, could be learning to be okay with yourself. So, after that conversation with my friends, I've been thinking a lot about this. Because we all want healthy relationships, right? But for that to happen, we have to start with ourselves. Being responsible for our happiness, learning to manage our emotions, and being complete individuals. Only then can we be a good partner for someone else. And here I am, sharing this with you. Because if there's one thing I've learned from Stoicism, it's that there's no better way to live than being the master of your own mind and emotions. And if we can bring that into our relationships, all the better. So, let's work on ourselves, not because we're broken, but because we can always be better. Thank you for listening. My name is Will, and I just want to keep a record of ideas and thoughts that help me as daily training to become better every day.